If you got a messed up sprinkler head, you can fix it using a 3D printed sleeve that goes around the outside. I'm going to show you this sleeve, this protective sleeve that goes over a typical rotary head. This is an orbit rotary head. It also fits over a Hunter. They're the same size. But you can see it goes right over this, and what it does is it doubles the distance between the rotary head and the outer edge, so that grass has a harder time growing over this and blocking your head. So you basically just clear out a little area around the head, you slide this over it, and you've got some extra protection. This will help like thick grasses and stuff not grow over your heads to prevent them from popping up. Rainbird has a little bit of a smaller one. I may come out with one of these that's a little bit smaller, but this should work too. It'll just have a little bit more of a gap, and there are some other heads as well, but most of them are this size. Now I had bought this. This is sort of a like one you can buy in the store. You can see they're flexible, and I've had some problems with these popping up as well as cracking. And so, they fit over this, but then if you don't get them just perfect, the lawnmower will hit it, it'll pop up. Even if you put dirt over it, it'll pop up, it'll crack, and then you really have, sometimes I've even seen it where it goes over the head and prevents it from popping up. So this is actually getting in the way as opposed to helping. All right, so I designed this for 3D printing to go right over it. Now, just I'll say that I printed this in draft speed, so this little bevel right here is not as neat as it could be. If you don't want to print it in draft speed, by all means don't. But this is going to be covered with dirt and grass, so I'd rather just have something come out quick as opposed to really, really nice. You're not even going to see it anyway. And so you can see it's really solid because it's got these ribs. And so it should hold into the ground really good when you stick it in there. And this has a little bit more bite into the ground, right? As opposed to this being flimsy, this will dig down into the ground right around the head. And you could put some dirt in here, or you could put pebbles if you wanted to, but should be fine. The water will go right into there and seep into the ground. All right, so show you how it looks when you put it in. You can see this head is really messed up right now. It has one of those plastic things around it that's all broken. This has actually come off. This is broken as well. So I'm going to actually dig this whole thing up, replace the head, and replace this with the piece that I showed you that's 3D printed to prevent this from happening. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be fixing. I'm going to put a link in the description to some of these tools that I'm going to use to cut out the sprinkler head and replace it. It's helpful to me to have these tools. It makes quick work of doing some things. The first tool is a sod cutter. It makes a nice circle around the sprinkler head so that you can just work with it a lot easier. The second one is similar, but it digs down into the dirt and loosens the soil all around the sprinkler head. It fits nicely right over the head. The third one is just a regular garden trowel, and the fourth one is a little knife that helps you dig into around the head if you need to and scoop out some dirt. So these are pretty helpful to me. So look for the link below if you're interested in these. Here you can see I'm digging out that broken piece that I mentioned before. It's just all shot, and it's just coming out in pieces, and the sprinkler head wasn't really popping up. This is the reason why I'm replacing this head and replacing the whole thing. Now I'm using that sod cutter. I'm just positioning the head right over the middle of the head and digging it in there. I'll step on it a little bit, and then after I step on it, you'll see I'll twist it. You just got to give it a good twist, and as soon as you wiggle it a little bit, the sod will come out like one little piece. This saves you a lot of work making a nice neat circle. This is from Amazon. I got this thing, and then you can see there's still little broken pieces in there. Okay, so now I'm coming in with that other tool. This is going to dig around the head. It's just getting down deeper. This fits right around a nice big head, and it's just loosening up the soil. This makes the whole thing a lot easier. It just takes all the work right out of it. This I got this in Lowe's. All right. Just getting ready to replace the head. This is another tool that I use. It helps you dig in and grab that sprinkler head. It's angled so that when you're using it, you can see that it's just going to go in and bite this. So if it's muddy or something like that, make short work of getting the head loosened so you can just twist it out with your hand. I'll also put a link to this if you're interested. Another one of my things to make life a little bit easier. Okay, switching out the head, being careful, and now putting in the protective ring, making sure that it's level with the head so a lawnmower will go right over it. And this is the part you want to be really careful and make sure that now you're going to fill in the dirt, and you want to make sure that the head stays free of obstructions. And it's just normal topsoil, and I'm going to pack it down on the sides and keep a little clearance around the inside. It's all right if the dirt gets in there a little bit. In fact, it's going to happen eventually. But you want to press down all around and sort of groom this. And then starting up the adjustments so that you're going in the right direction, moving the adjustments around. And there it is. If you want one of these sleeves and you have a 3D printer, you can print one out from Thingiverse or printables.com. They're free to download. It'll cost you about $1.50 in standard PLA filament. If you'd like this, I'd appreciate a thumbs up.